1 week later. Place: a room in the People's Hall of Justice. On stage are Effie and Pavel and 3 persons dressed in judicial robes and who are seated behind the desk. They act people as judges 1, 2, and 3. Comrade Efria Palova Stepanikova, you are charged with consorting with the enemy during time of war, creating a public disturbance, and the spreading of false and seditious statements. How do you plead?
I pray for all of you. In the name of Jesus, I absolve you and your sins.
Comrade, under Section 4, Paragraph 5, Subsection T of the People's Judicial Act of 1931, you are required to enter a plea.
Plea for what? I have nothing to plead for.
Comrade, do not mock this court. Displaying disrespect for the people's judicial process is a serious offense.
Perhaps the comrade needs a little more time to consider her reply.
There is nothing to consider. She must enter a plea, guilty or not guilty.
Guilty of what? What have I done? What are they talking about?
The People's Security Service submitted a report on your activities. You were detained, and now you face adjudication.
Arrangement, adjudication? What are these words?
Effie, answer the court.
What am I to say?
Guilty or not guilty?
Comrade, this court has many cases in its docket, and if you do not reply soon, we will enter a plea for you. We must move your case forward quickly.
Your Honors, with your permission, please let me speak with my sister.
Please identify yourself.
I am Pavel Pavlovich Stepanikov. I am a major in the Red Army. I am the comrade's older brother.
Your request is highly unusual. However, in the interest of justice, the court will grant you your request. However, make it brief.
Effie, how could you do what you did?
What did I do that was so terrible?
You broke through security and gave aid to the enemy and got me into trouble too.
I was obeying the teachings of one of the who rules the world.
Are you finished yet?
Soon, Your Honor.
Make it quick. We must move this case forward.
Please, Effie, cooperate with the court. I'm sure if you do, they will show you leniency.
Time is up. Now, comrade, please enter a plea.
If I plead not guilty, then what happens?
We will conduct a trial.
And if I plead guilty?
The court will require that you confess to your crimes, and in return for sparing the state the expense of a trial, may order a reduced sentence.
Take the latter. Plead guilty and get this over with.
But if I plead guilty, I will not be telling the truth.
The court is waiting.
Not guilty.
Let the record show that the comrade pleaded not guilty.
Pursuant to People's Judicial Regulations 23 to 47, Section 18, Paragraph 4B, Subsection 327, this court will now convene a trial. Further, pursuant to Section 23, Paragraph 97, Subsection G of the regulation, this court will now assign itself the dual roles of prosecutor and adjudicator.
Your Honor, that's outrageous. This is an obvious conflict of interest.
Are you questioning the competency of this court to adjudicate this matter fairly and impartially?
No, Your Honor. I was just making a point of inquiry regarding the rules of the court. If the court is prosecuting this case, then how can the court possibly rule against itself?
Comrade Major, what are you insinuating? That you wish to return to the old corrupt methods of dispensing justice? Methods that were nothing but a sham? Under the old system, justice was bought? Those with money could easily buy their way out of trouble. After the revolution, all that bourgeois, pseudo-legal mumbo-jumbo was abolished and replaced with a system that ensures a speedy and efficient dispensation of justice, uncorrupted by outside influence.
But is it fair to the defense?
Of course, it is fair. How dare you even question the integrity of this court? What do you take us for? Political hacks? Cronies on the take? Bourgeois sycophants, corrupted and spoiled up by money? No, comrade, that decadent time is gone, and to that, this court says good riddance. Comrade Major, the court wishes to remind you that these proceedings will be conducted in accordance with all applicable laws, rules, and regulations pursuant to the operation of the People's Courts, and that the decision of this court shall be final and not subject to appeal. With that stipulated, the comrade still has the right to withdraw her not guilty plea and save the state needless expense. However, once the trial commences, she will forfeit that right. So, comrade, do you wish to withdraw the not guilty plea?
You mean change my not guilty plea to guilty?
That is correct. The court awaits your reply.
You can still change your mind.
Why? I have done nothing wrong.
You have broken the law.
That is a man's law. I obeyed a higher law that commands forgiveness.
So, comrade, do you wish to change your plea?
No, I am not guilty of anything.
Let the trial commence. It is so ordered.
Comrade, according to an official report submitted by the State Security Police, during an official military operation, namely the movement of German prisoners of war through the city of Moscow, you broke through the security cordon, ignored orders from the guards to stop, consulted with one or more enemy prisoners, made seditious statements, and provided said prisoners with tangible aid in the form of food, which could have been used to conceal weapons.
May I see a copy of the report?
Request denied. Comrade defendant has been informed of the content of the report. To provide a copy would be redundant and a waste of time, and in violation of applicable law governing the management of classified information.
Further, under section 2178, subsection 63, paragraph 7, item G of the People's Law governing the rules of evidence, all reports and documents generated by the State Security Service are presumed to be complete and accurate and not subject to review.
However, on behalf of my sister, who is not well versed in matters of law, I again ask that my sister be provided a copy of the report.
And again, your request is denied. According to section 2196, subsection 96, paragraph P, item K of the People's Law governing the rule of evidence, all records of the People's Security Service are top secret and are not open for review.
Then could we at least be provided the name of the officer who filed the report?
Request denied. Pursuant to section 4, paragraph G, subsection 2 of State Security Rules and Regulations as amended in 1934. The identity of state security agents is classified information, the disclosure of which is strictly prohibited.
Comrade defendant, first, did you do what the report alleges?
I forgot what the report alleges.
Your Honor, this is why we need a copy of the report.
Your obstructionistic tactics are trying the patience of this court and will not be tolerated.
But Your Honor, I honestly cannot remember what the report said. Could you please repeat what it said?
Request denied. Now, comrade defendant, tell us in your own words what you did to cause you to be arrested.
I did nothing.
What do you mean? Nothing?
Nothing.
You must have done something, otherwise this case would not have come to the attention of the court.
I didn't do anything wrong.
So, you did not break through security cordon?
What is a security cordon?
And did you not ignore orders to stop?
I was not so ordered by the one who reigns from above.
And you did not consort with German prisoners?
Consort? What does that mean?
Comrade defendant, I must demand that you stop wasting the court's time. You know exactly what this court is asking you about, and you know exactly what you did. If you persist in this charade, the consequences for you and for the comrade major as well could be severe.
No way. I had nothing to do with it. I wasn't even with her.
Your Honor, I admit I was arrested, but I did nothing wrong.
One way or another, this court will get to the bottom of this. The evidence shows that you were the ringleader of a spy network that infiltrated the highest echelons of the Red Army for the purpose of fomenting counter-revolution.
Using the cover of the parade, you cleverly contacted your German operatives in the parade, conveying to them classified military information.
But Your Honor, she's just a girl, and the Germans were heavily guarded.
Not so heavily guarded that she could not make contact with her co-conspirators. The secret state security service must always maintain the highest level of vigilance, especially now, during the war. It is their sacred duty.
Your Honors, you are mistaken. I acted alone, in obedience to the teachings found in the good book.
There is only one good book, the Communist Manifesto, and the only one great teacher, Comrade Stalin, who is the source of all wisdom and understanding. Do you understand that?
Comrade Stalin is a great leader, but an even great leader, the one who sacrificed his life for all of us, compelled me to act.
To give aid to the enemy? The very enemy that killed our people, pillaged our towns, and terrified the entire nation?
Yes, even to them, for to forgive is divine. We must love our enemies.
Your Honor, my sister is highly impressionable and does not know what she's saying.
That is not so. I know exactly what I'm saying, and I know exactly what I did. My actions are ordained from above.
Where did you learn such rubbish?
It is not rubbish.
It is the rantings of a foolish and dangerous person who cannot be trusted.
I appeal to the court to be lenient.
I don't care what you do to me. My ways are set. I'm on a mission for the Lord. It is He who commends me.
Let me ask you this. Did you learn this stuff in school?
No, it was divine inspiration.
You see, she's obviously delirious.
Yes, I am. Delirious with joy, knowing that I'm doing what the Lord commands. Who to all who ignore His message, for He is everywhere and the source of all truth.
Stop this seditious prattling at once. Your comments violate Section 18, Paragraph 3, Subsection A, Item 14 of the People's Act prohibiting all religious propaganda, enacted in 1931 and amended in 1938.
Man governs men, but the Lord governs all. He is the supreme authority and the light.
This is going much too far. You and your brother are part of a nest of spies and must be punished in accordance with the law.
But I told you, my brother had nothing to do with this. I acted alone.
Comrade Judges, I did everything I could to stop my sister.
Everything?
If you did everything, then why is she still alive?
I don't understand that question.
Section 176, subsection 45, paragraph R, item 97 of the People's Family Loyalty Act of 1928 authorizes all family members to report all suspicious behavior, including that of immediate family members, if they have probable cause to believe that such behavior possesses a threat to the security of the state. You violated that.
That law is unfair and barbaric.
That statement constitutes seditious slander against the state. Pursuant to Section 2100, Paragraph K, Section 456 of the People's Law outlawing unauthorized public statements, all statements that impugn the motives of the state are strictly prohibited. Perhaps this court should expand this inquiry to include the Red Army. Who knows how many other officers are harboring the same criminal thoughts? Any action or utterance that erodes public confidence in the legitimacy of the state poses a direct threat to the survival of the state and must be suppressed at once.
My brother is a loyal member of the Red Army and has served his country faithfully.
Comrade defendant, your comments are self-serving, out of order, and divert attention away from the facts of your case.
I was only defending my brother whose motives are as pure as snow.
The evidence indicates otherwise.
Section 23, subsection 98, paragraph R, subparagraph 183 of the People's Law governing the operations of special security tribunals mandates this court to investigate all suspicious activities involving possible attempts to compromise state security. You could not have acted without the active support of traitorous elements within the ranks of the Red Army.
Please, your honors, I acted alone.
That is impossible. You conspired with others to foment discord. The court directs you to reveal the identities of the officials with whom you conspired.
I conspired with no one except the one who sits at the right of the Lord, who created the world and commands me to act.
Aha. So you do admit you were part of a conspiracy.
Yes, but it was with the one who rhymes about.
Is that his code name?
He has no name.
So you cannot tell us his actual name.
He's known by many names.
Many names? How wide is this nest of conspirators?
He's here with us and everywhere. He was with me when I acted, and he's with me right now as I speak.
We do not see him. Point him out to us.
I cannot.
Then you are misleading the court. Your evasiveness violates section 76, paragraph 234, subsection 16, subparagraph H of the People's Law outlawing misleading statements, which strictly prohibits any statements that deliberately impede the efficient operations of the court.
Of course you cannot see him because you're blind to the truth.
This court is not blind.
But you are, for if you were not, you'd see him.
You speak in riddles, but this court has no time for riddles.
I speak plainly, but you will not listen.
Such impudence.
You mentioned something about truth. What is the truth?
It is that which is written in the good book.
Pursuant to section 126, paragraph 9, subsection 18, subparagraph K of the People's Law prohibiting the publication of unlawful books, all books not specifically approved by the state are banned.
You cite all these laws, yet provide us with no copies of what you are citing.
The court has no legal obligation to share anything with the defendant or her associates.
Does the comrade defendant have anything else to say, or any new evidence to submit in the defense before this court passes sentence?
I did nothing wrong. The Germans are our fellow human beings, and we must show them compassion. I know what they have done and how hurtful have been their actions, but they were under the influence of the evil one. To display them like freaks violate the sacred commandments brought down from Sinai and the message of love delivered by the Messiah and his Sermon on the Mount. For he taught us to pray, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed by thy name. Thy kingdom come, and thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Love thy neighbor as thyself, would want to be loved and give succor to those who suffer. I believe in love and forgiveness, and forgive you what you're about to do.
I ask the court not to judge my sister harshly, for she knows not what she was doing. As for me, do with me what you will. In these matters, you have the final authority.
Comrade defendant, this court finds you guilty of all charges and hereby sentences you to 10 years protective segregation at a facility to be determined by the People's Office for Education and Enlightenment. As for your co-conspirator, Major Pavel Pavlovich Stepanikov, his case will be referred to the Red Army for further adjudication in a manner to be determined by his commanders, with periodic inquiry by the court into the status of his case, especially regarding the discovery of evidence exposing the source of security leaks within the Red Army. This court hereby declares this case closed. So ordered. Next case.
End of Scene 7. Scene 8. Time, 3 years later. Place, the People's Center for Scientific Research and the Advancement of Knowledge. Despite its fancy title, the center is an urban gulag located just a few blocks from the Kremlin in Moscow. Everyone inside the building are inmates, including the managers. There are no guards posted anywhere inside the building. The inmates literally run the prison. On stage are 3 inmates. They are Hans, Bauer, and Wilhelm. All 3 are sitting in front of the machinery that they have been assigned to operate.
I have no idea how to operate this machine.
Just a bunch of junk like everything else in this country.
It could be worse.
Listen, I just want to get out of here. For 3 years, we've been trapped here. Does anyone even know that we're alive?
Yes, you know that you're alive, Hans, and I know that you're alive. So cut your griping. You're not alone. Be thankful for that.
Thankful for what? For the past 3 years of my life being wasted? For getting stuck in a godforsaken place fighting for a guy who winds up killing himself and leaving us in the lurch?
I hope my parents are okay. I think about them all the time. I hope they're not too worried about me.
Listen, guys, so far we've lucked out. We're still alive. If that camp they send us to in Siberia didn't kill us, nothing will.
I wonder why they transferred us here.
Who knows and who cares? No sense trying to figure it out. Maybe they thought of us being German, we'd make good machine operators.
I wouldn't know a gearbox from a toolbox.
Well, don't tell them that.
Yeah, they might shoot you for lying.
I thought Russia was supposed to be a worker's paradise.
It is. You're not a worker. Conditions in this country are bad. I saw how the people live when I was paroled to work in this factory in town. The town was an out-and-out dump. I think we're probably better off in prison. Nobody in this country has money.
Who cares? My job is to survive and hope for the best.
I do hope for the best, but it doesn't help.
I know that, Hans.
I feel like I'm buried alive. At least they're not working us to death.
I wonder where they got this machinery from.
Let's see. It says here, made in Germany. No surprise there. Now I know why they transferred us here. German machines, German prisoners, German know-how. Except that we don't know how. How did the Russians even win this war?
Did they really win?
That's what they told us, right?
Stop rattling on. Germany lost the war and you know it. You heard the gods celebrating.
It's hard to imagine Germany without Hitler.
It's hard for me to now imagine that Germany even had a Hitler.
Hey, he meant well,
How do you know that?
because he wanted to make Germany great again.
Instead he destroyed it. Such a beautiful country.
Especially the Black Forest area where I grew up?
Yeah, I stayed in a hotel there once. We had a lot of fun.
It seems like such a long time ago.
And time's relative.
Time is relative. Here it means nothing.
What kind of country dumps you in a prison and leaves you to rot?
Germany had its dumping grounds too.
You mean like garbage?
In a manner of speaking, yeah,
You must dispose of garbage somehow, am I right?
that's right. Now I'm going to tell you guys something. But before I do, you must vow that what I'm about to reveal to you, you will keep secret. If you agree, say, I swear it.
I swear it.
I swear.
Well, I was a guard in a concentration camp.
In a concentration camp? You mean those places really existed?
Yeah, they did.
I don't believe they existed either. I didn't believe they existed either. I heard stories about those camps, but I thought they were just propaganda whipped up by the enemy.
Well, it wasn't propaganda. If the Russians find out about my background, I'll be shot faster than you can blink your eyes.
And they'll probably shoot us as well. Why do you have to wait 3 years to tell us?
Just in case the Russians do some checking up, at least you'll know why they're arresting me.
Is there anything else we need to know about you?
Yeah, I don't like nosy people.
No leaves me out.
Let's keep it that way.
When's chow time?
Don't you mean slop time?
Okay, slop time. Sarge, how's the food in the camps?
For the guards, okay. For the inmates, real swell. Stuff that would make you puke.
Didn't that bother you that they were being fed crap?
They deserved it. They were the traitors and the saboteurs who stabbed Germany in the back after the first war. They got what was coming to them.
Except many of those traitors and saboteurs were not adults. There were a lot of kids in there too, even babies. That was awful. After a while, I couldn't take it. I started having nightmares. That's when I joined the army.
In the Hitler Youth, we were told nothing about this. It was all fun and games and learning how to be a soldier.
What's wrong with that? We're talking this way because we lost and because we're stuck here, maybe forever. If Germany lost, it was Hitler's fault. He misled us.
We let him mislead us. So we have only ourselves to blame.
I didn't do anything wrong. I was just a kid.
The innocence of you.
Just because I'm young doesn't mean I'm stupid. I'm going through exactly what you are going through. I think the Russians are playing with us. They're using us as tools. They keep us alive to the point what that is. I don't know, but I've been interrogated many times. Now, I don't know what they're after. I've told them everything I know, which isn't much, but I don't bear any grudges against the Russians. In fact, I respect them. the food could be better and the accommodation more comfortable, but I'm surviving and believe that this is all part of some larger plan that I can't even begin to understand.
Wow, Hans, when did you become a philosopher?
Now you're making fun of me?
Don't give me an attitude, I can still knock you on your ass.
Knock me on my ass. That's the best you can say.
Hans, you are finally growing up.
I
Congratulations.
grew up a long time ago. You just didn't notice.
I don't like being around a smart aleck, which is what you've become. Why don't you keep your mouth shut? It's hard enough having to wake up every morning in a dungeon without having to deal with a savage like you.
I didn't ask to be here either.
Both of you stop this bickering. We gotta stick together. It's a matter of survival.
Effie enters. She is pushing a cart. The cart contains a large bowl that is filled with a brackish liquid mix that approximates a soup. Next to the bowl is a bag filled with mold-covered bread.
Meal time.
Where's the guy who brings us food?
How should I know?
Where'd you learn German?
In school.
Your German is good.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. Don't I know you from somewhere? Remember when we were being marched to Moscow? A girl ran over to us and gave us bread. You're that girl. Unbelievable. What are you doing here?
Serving my time.
For what?
Giving aid to the enemy.
Because you gave us bread?
I don't want to discuss it.
What's your name?
Inmate number 2385467.
Hey, please don't play with us. Now, what's your name?
Effie.
Thank you, Effie. I'm Bauer, this is Sergeant Wilhelm, and this is Hans. We are the 3 men you helped.
Hello, Effie.
I still can't believe it. For the last 3 years, I was hoping to meet you again so I could express my thanks to you for what you did. It was a decent and a courageous act.
That got me into a lot of trouble.
That's too bad. I hope you have no regrets.
We didn't ask for your help.
I know that.
As you can see, we are not monsters,
I never said you were.
but your country says we are.
To me, you are inmates, just like me.
But you have never been convicted of any crime.
You invaded my country and murdered my people, which are crimes.
I personally did not murder anyone.
You were the enemy.
What became of Hitler?
Hitler is dead. He killed himself. You didn't know that?
We heard rumors that he died or had been cut off from the news.
Now you know. Does that change anything?
When will we get out of here?
How should I know?
Okay, how's the food here?
I just got here, so I can't tell you.
Looks like the same swill that they dished out in Siberia.
You were in Siberia?
How do we know that you're not a spy?
Are you?
No, I'm not. Like I said, I'm an inmate.
Well, we don't want to get you in trouble.
No trouble. I will pray for you.
We don't need your damn prayers.
Yes, you do. You have much to atone for.
Save your preaching for a church.
Churches are made.
You helped us 3 years ago. Thank you. Now service that slop and get out of here.
Hans, please. She helped us.
Meanwhile, we're still here.
What did you do, Effie?
I was commended too by the Lord.
But we were the enemy.
What I did, I was compelled to do. The good book teaches us to forgive those who transgressed against us.
Even those who commit murder.
Yes,
Here we are in this God-forsaken country that mocks religion, and we come across a religious fanatic. I find all of this to be grotesque.
Maybe it was meant to be.
so you believe too?
No, I didn't say that. And don't put words in my mouth. I'm just one of those German soldiers that trashed your country. Baby, I'd do it again if I was ordered to. I have no use for you people, for your system, for your country, which is a dump.
That's right, Missy.
I will pray for you.
Maybe you should save yourself first.
Yeah, save yourself and leave us alone. You're just trouble. You did something that got yourself busted. Thank you for helping us 3 years ago. Now dish out that mud and leave us be.
May the Lord look after you and comfort you in your time of need.
And the same to you too. Your kindness will not be forgotten.
I know. I'm reminded of it every walking moment of my life and even in my sleep.
Effie gives each man a tin bowl, fills the bowls with soup, then exits. 3 men eat their food in silence. End of scene 8. Scene 9. Time, next day. Place, the stairway. Hans and Effie meet on the stairway landing.
Hello?
Good day. Where are you going?
To the 8th floor. What about you?
To the kitchen. That's where I'm assigned.
Are you the cook?
No, just the server.
Do you eat what you serve?
Yes,
The food stinks.
I know that.
You Russians really have it in for us.
I don't have it in for you. I forgive you for all your transgressions.
Stop judging us.
I was sent here to do the work of the Lord.
Funny hearing that from a Bolshevik.
I'm not a Bolshevik.
But shouldn't you be more careful as to what you say?
My life is not my own to live. I live for a higher purpose.
I don't believe that for a second. I think you're a spy who's been sent here to monitor us. How can you not hate us?
To hate or violate the teachings of the one who is the king over all of us. Yet I do not blame you for doubting me. That is the work of the evil of the devil. The same devil that made you invade my country, kill millions of people, and terrorize the entire world. To this day, I do not know if my parents and my 2 sisters and my brother are still alive. It will be easy to blame you and denounce you and heap abuse on you and even physically attack you. But that would be wrong. I will be succumbing to the same devil that clutched your country by the throat and now is doing the same to mine.
Very well said and well rehearsed. You got your lines down, Pat.
Think what you want.
I think you're a mental case. I knew someone like you in the Hitler Youth. He used to go around preaching to everyone until he was taken away.
I was taken away too.
What happened to you after they took you away?
I was put on a trial and sentenced to 10 years on confinement.
For giving us bread?
Yes,
You're lucky they didn't execute you.
those matters are beyond my control. Right now, I just do my job.
How old are you?
20.
I'm 21.
That's nice to know.
You really don't hate me?
No, I really don't hate you. That will not bring back my family.
In Germany, we're taught that all Russians were degenerates and drunks.
In my school, we were taught that all Germans were racists and murderers.
You know, for a long time I had no idea what was going on. And suddenly I saw a light, and from that moment I changed.
I saw the light too. Maybe we both saw the same light.
Yeah. Yes, maybe. I hope to leave this place alive.
I do too.
Let me look at your hands.
Effie shows her hands. He takes her hands in his.
You have soft hands. I like that.
Thank you.
Hands pulls Effie to him. They embrace and kiss.
Now we're friends.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
2 women enter. They are trustees.
What is going on here?
We were just talking.
That looks like more than just talk to me.
We ran into each other by accident. Nothing happened.
You let us be the judge of that.
Let me remind you that this institution is not a social club and that fraternization is strictly prohibited. What is your name?
Ephraimia.
And your name?
Hands.
You are German?
Yes.
Yes, madame.
Yes, madame.
That's better.
So, what were you 2 talking about?
About the food.
What about the food?
How wonderful it is.
Don't lie to us, Kraut. We know the food here stinks, so don't play us for fools. So, what were you talking about?
Life.
Life? In here? What life?
The life that is founded on love.
Wait a minute. Are you the religious fanatic we have heard about? The one who goes around praying for everyone?
I don't know.
Girlie, in this place, all the prayers in the world will get you out of here.
The purpose of prayer is to cleanse the soul.
I'd rather take a nice hot shower. That's cleansing enough for me. What about you, Kraut? You into this religious stuff too?
No, madam.
She wasn't trying to recruit you?
No.
Maybe you were trying to teach you some stuff of your own. You are a rather handsome-looking man. Maybe you can give me some lessons.
Madam, we were just talking.
The Lord will protect us.
I'm afraid that train left the station a long time ago. We know that because we're the station masters. Now, turn around. You are under arrest for consorting with the enemy.
Trustee One grabs Effie's arms and places handcuffs on her.
Stop! It wasn't her fault.
As for you, we will deal with you later. Now, go about your business. Trustee 1 and 2 drags Effie off the stage. Hans is alone. End of scene 9. Scene 10. Time, 4 years later. Place, same as scene 6. On stage are Hans, Bauer, and Wilhelm.
You know what day it is today?
I don't know and I don't care.
We must keep our mind sharp.
We still have minds.
These damn Bolsheviks have taken everything from us.
Except our memory.
I'm not so sure about that.
How long have we been here?
7 damn years. 7 years lost from my life.
Don't lose hope, Bauer.
What is hope?
Listen to us. We become philosophers.
What is a philosopher?
Some two-bit know-it-all thinks he knows how people should live.
I just want out of here. You hear? Out of here? That's my philosophy.
We're still alive. That's what counts.
If you want to call this living, that damn Hitler. Look what he did to us.
You mean what we did to ourselves?
We were just following orders. Why can't the Bolsheviks accept this?
Because they are following orders too.
Everybody follows orders, meanwhile nobody gets placed in a cage.
Oh, shut up. The both of you. You sicken me.
Effie and Trustee 1 and 2 enters.
Ah, my German friend. Sorry to interrupt your pleasant conversation, but it's now dinner time.
And to what do we owe the pleasure of your company, madame?
We want to check on the progress you have made in your re-education. The 3 of you, such splendid examples of Aryan masculinity.
I read somewhere that all you Nazis believe